Hello. For this problem, it's talking about, suppose that you have 7 green cards and 5 yellow cards. The cards are well shuffled. You randomly draw 2 cards without replacement. And the first one is green, and then G2 is the second one. So the probability that the first one is green and the second one is green. Well, for both of them to be green, when you pull the first one, and we're not replacing. So when we pull the first one, there's 7 green out of the 12 cards. That means we have a 7/12 chance of pulling a green. But now we've used one of those greens, so there's only 6 green and 11 cards. So when you pull the second one, then it's 6/11. If we multiply that out, you'll get the decimal point, rounding 4 decimal places. The next one is the probability at least one is green. So that would mean the first one is green, the second isn't. The first one is not green and the second one is, or they are both green. You'd have to find all 3 of those and add them together. Or you could take 1 minus the probability none are green, because there's only one way that they're both not green. And so you could do it that way. I like to use this one. So if we did 1 minus the probability the first one is not green, there's 5 of them that are not green, so it's 5/12. Now we've used one of those because we're not putting it back. So there's 4 out of 11 that are not green. Then if we calculated that, you should get 0.8485. The last one is given. So it's saying the probability of A given B equals the probability of A and B divided by the probability of B. So we use this formula. So the probability of the second one being green given the first one would be the probability A and, let's use the variables we have. Probability of both of them being green divided by the given part, the probability the first one is green. Well, we found the probability of both of them being green up here, 0. And then we divide by the probability of the green, the first one, which would be, the first one being green is 7/12. And you should get 0.5455. Now, the one part was rounded, so it might be off. 5455. It's rounding properly. When you divide by this fraction, make sure it's in parentheses. These two are, it says, are G1 and G2 independent? No, they are not, because the second probability doesn't stay the same. Since we're not replacing it, it's changing the second probability. So the second one depends on what happens in the first. And so these depend on each other.